Hello, just wanted to take you through a demo of Rich Contact's data enrichment product that can source and extract data from anywhere on the web and use a series of processes to enrich that data to build verified email contacts, LinkedIn addresses, and corporate phone numbers. So this is the interface. From this point, we're going to click through to Clients, where we have a pre-built customer and some searches created here, but this is essentially where your login begins. From this point, click on the eye, and inside this profile you will find a couple of pre-built configurations or saved searches. There's two types of saved searches that we can do. The first one below covers all industries. You have the option to add some companies, and I'll come back to that in a second. Here we've got some title inclusions, so the particular job titles that we want to unearth for this search criteria. Company exclusions, so if there are certain businesses that you want to exclude, you can add those here too. Title exclusions, similar concept, so if there are certain keywords within job titles that you want to avoid, you can load those here, and again you can keep building these over time so that the machine becomes smarter. And then you can set your location, and again in this case it's United States. That's version 1, so we call that our vertical markets targeting criteria, so going after businesses that are not necessarily defined by name but more so by their employee size, location, and obviously industry. The next type of safe search or configuration that you can build is one that's designed to target specific lists of accounts. You can set the location, but in this case you could set the industries, but actually in this case we're looking, as I said, specifically at named accounts. So we've got a small list here. This list can be as long as is required. We can import lists from places like Bombora or any other kind of account list that you might have. Again, go ahead, add the particular job titles that you want to find at those particular accounts. Any title exclusions, go ahead and add those. Location, if that's important, which is obviously United States in this case, go ahead and click Save. Now, those are the two examples of saved searches. Creating your own configuration is very straightforward. Again, you've got the option here to select the various industry types. These map back to LinkedIn Sales Navigator currently. More will be coming, but for now that's the criteria. Then the employee count, fairly self-explanatory. Kind of set a minimum and a maximum. Select the country that you want to target. You can target any country that you need to, and then you can target states and cities within that as well. The next is the company inclusion. So here, this is what I mentioned, where you can either upload by dragging and dropping a file of businesses of your choice, or you can add them on a one-to-one basis here. Same thing with title inclusions. You can drag and drop a file containing all of the titles that you want to target or keywords within titles that you want to target, or you can go ahead and add them there. Company exclusions, obviously important if if you're targeting abroad, if you're targeting retailers, but there are certain retailers you want to avoid. Maybe they're current customers, maybe you've got a conversation going with them already. You can add those into the exclusion list. And again, same with title exclusions. We've got some pre-built suggestions for title exclusions, but really you can add as many as you see fit. And you go ahead and create a summary. Now, if you hit save, as I said, it creates these two views. Now, from this point, you can choose to go ahead and process the data. So you can build your views, and then you can select which ones you want to process. Now, what's happening in the background, just for context, is that we are instructing a series of machines to go out. So there's kind of a cascading effect. One thing leads to another, and the machines will go out. And essentially, we've got this configured so that the machine will do the equivalent research work of 16 individual people. and we can do that work in parallel. So once we've set the machine off and running, what's happening is various bots are going out to the web, finding, researching across all these different publicly available sources and websites, extracting the information that it needs, both from a people and a business point of view, sucks all of that back into the Rich Contacts platform. And then what we do is we further enrich that data with other sources of business information, whether that's revenue, whether that's social handles or different tags that might determine what type of business that is, whether it straddles two sectors or more. And I can show you an example of that in just a second. And in addition to that, it's starting to build and verify email addresses as well. So we're looking at the different email patterns, whether they verify that we can deliver them, and then we present that all to you in a file. So once all that processing has gone ahead, you get alerted. So that can take 24 to 48 hours, depending on how big the job is. As I said, this is all happening in real time. We're not just sucking data from a static database. And then once that data is ready, you'll be alerted, and up pop the spreadsheets for you to download. And within here, you can see now that here are some businesses, here are some names, email addresses, their job titles, and obviously their contacts, where they reside, public profile, LinkedIn profile URLs, address, revenue, phone numbers, sectors, subsectors, and then tags, as I mentioned. They could straddle more than one industry type. So that's the vertical market data. This is the what we call it the Holy Grail, or the account-based list approach. And here you can see we've picked out some people from 3M and Bose Corporation. Got their email addresses, their job titles, and again all the same information I've just gone through before: public profile, LinkedIn profile URLs, and so on. So this is the data that you can get. This will be provided to you. It's from this point you have a couple of options, obviously, to load this into your email sequencing tools if that's what you're using, or talk to us if you want an integration directly into a product. Instead of downloading a CSV and then you re-uploading it, we can actually talk to the technology that you're using and push that in there directly. A couple of other things to note. If we go to companies, I'll just show you. Go and take a look at this one here. So again, just to show you, these are the types of piece of information that's available at the account level. Again, you have the choice of having access to all this. Really depends on what you want to see in that data file. We've limited it to what we believe are the more kind of useful or important data points, but again, you get the option there. There's also a log setting, so you can see how many jobs are going through, what you're working on, how many contacts are being built, how many companies are being built, how many emails, and where the data, where the process is in its journey. So there are various stages that the data needs to go through in order for it to be presented to you in an Excel format or CSV format. And these tabs allow you to monitor where they are. Okay, there's some of the key aspects of the technology that we want to show you. Any questions, please do let us know. We'll be excited to provide access and get you guys using the platform. Thank you.